All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to 1 day left. Tomorrow kicks off the AM Worlds for me. I believe I am starting on the DAM course out here in Missouri. It is a course that the front nine is very open, favors people with big arms, so not necessarily the best setup for me. But the back nine is a very technical wooded layout, I feel, and that puts me right at home with my courses back in Pennsylvania. So I'm very excited to start off with that course. I get to play it twice, no matter what, so pretty exciting to kick it off there. But we are here for the countdown, and today we are at the final set of discs in my bag. This is going to be like a mixture of stuff because it is things that aren't RPM. So, without further ado, that gives us 4 discs to talk about. 2 that we've already kind of hit on, which is the Innova Rat and the Axiom Pitch. So, the Rat, I think I talked about in my approach discs. This is one of my favorite discs, been in the bag the longest, like I said before, and it is just for those anti-flexes, so not too much about that. The pitch, same thing, I talked about that earlier in my putter video. It's really just for putts outside a circle or even inside circle, but where I have a really awkward lie and I need something that will float for me. So that is those 2 discs you guys have already seen. But the other 2 discs in my bag that aren't RPM are a Hex and a Cax. The Cax isn't always in my bag. It really depends on the course I'm playing. Out here, I did bring it along, and it will be in the bag. It's a great flying mid for me. It goes very straight for a while, and then dumps left at the end. The big reason why I bagged this is because the Kotuku has the same flight characteristics, but it just doesn't quite go as far. So when I'm in that like weird range of like 275 to like 325 where I know I can't push the Kotuku that far, I'm reaching for the Cax. Like I said, a lot of times, especially on my home courses, this doesn't come into play very often, but when I'm out in these big tournaments and I have the longer holes, this does tend to come out a little bit more. So that is the Cax. And then my Hex, this is probably the newest mold to my bag. It's in my bag because the one thing with RPM is that they don't really have a neutral flying mid. You got to kind of wear in one of your other, your Kotukus or have like a very stable Piwaka Waka that you can kind of hyzer flip a little bit. But so I've been testing out the Hex, and I just really like it because, again, it's kind of like the Cax where it has that longer push straight for me. But with the Hex, instead of the Cax, it doesn't quite have that finish left if I'm really ripping it hard. It'll kind of just fly straight for me. It might even just turn a smidge and then just kind of land and be straight. Which this disc is actually, after my practice round yesterday, this I'll be using a lot actually. The one course that I only get to play once sadly, but it's Joseph C. Miller out here in Missouri. It has a lot of tee shots or second shots. This is set up really nice for the Hex where I'm just ripping it flat and just letting it go straight. I don't want the disc to finish left or right for me, so this will actually be a very big disc for me the day that I play that course. So that's everything in my bag then. The only other thing really is I obviously always carry a towel with me. I do also have this knee saver that I got a few years ago when I was down in Texas. Shout out to the Flying Armadillo course. If you're ever in Austin, Texas, both the courses that they have a little like mini putt-putt course, and they also have a full-fledged course. Definitely worth going to. Those guys were awesome. The course was a ton of fun. But this is just something with like a rubber backing. You sit down on the ground so you can kneel on it. Just comes in clutch, especially on those wetter rounds. You keep your knee from getting wet. Or if you're playing on some like rock, hard soil instead of just some nice grass, this comes in handy big time. And I have a towel. I don't remember if I said that or not, but towel, of course. I'm rocking the Elevation Mini That way if I get stressed, I can squeeze it. And snacks. So I always carry sunflower seeds, beef jerky, and some type of gummy candy. I've been rocking the sour gummies lately. I don't have any in the bag right now, but I'll be making a pit stop tomorrow before my round. So that's everything in my bag. Like I said, I played the dam course first. Very open to start, wooded to near the end. The other course I play is Joseph C. Miller. That's very wooded pretty much the entire time, but very fair woods. So the fairways are pretty wide. Not as many trees kind of sprinkled throughout the fairway for most of them. It's just on the sides. And then Harmony Bends. So if you are a disc golfer at all, you've probably seen some coverage of Harmony Bends because it has been on the Pro Tour. So super stoked to get to play that and kind of see how I stack up to how the pros played it. Not that we're playing the same tee pads, but yeah, that one is a very good mixture too. I would say it's mostly wooded also, but again, very fair. A lot of elevation change there. There are a handful of like what are going to be two-y putter shots for me downhill where you just got to really control the angle of the disc. It's more about the finesse and control of the shot than necessarily the power. So just really excited to get out there and start tomorrow. But yeah, so make sure you check in on the scores. You can go to pdga.com/live and look up AM Worlds, and you'll be able to check out the scores. So thanks you guys for joining me in this series, going throughout my bag, and hopefully I will have a little montage video once we are done with the tournament. Thanks.